country will be great if you and I vote for a man who is honest.
Political campaign gears up across political platforms as 2019 general elections draw near.
Some people have been systematically going around depriving citizens of their PVCs, or in exchange for some amount of money.
INEC warns politicians against PVC buying, clears air on transmission of election results.
All Nigerians need to know that this fight is a national struggle.
And Nigerian Air Force destroys terrorist gun trucks, buries crew members of NAV Mi-35. Hello there, good evening and welcome to the Network News at 9. We are live in Abuja and I am Joseph Johnson. Elizabeth Omori is in our Lagos Network Center and Bright Ebucho is in Enugu. Thanks for your company. President Muhammadu Buhari has called on African leaders to support processes that will ensure stronger political institutions across the continent towards guaranteeing stability, sustainable peace and economic prosperity. This was while exchanging views with 3 new ambassadors posted to Nigeria on tour of duty. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
The new ambassadors who are in the State House to present their letters of credence to the President are Siaka Sissoko of the Republic of Guinea, Dr. Wilfred Mashage, High Commissioner of Kenya, and Ambassador Joanna Magdalena Tarnowska of Poland. Exchanging views with the Guinean ambassador, President Buhari said political reforms in African countries can only be sustainable when they reflect the will of the people and work towards improving their lives. He extended his congratulations to the President of Guinea for the progress he is making politically and economically, saying Nigeria will be most willing to render support for the forthcoming elections in that country where it is needed. President Buhari urged the ambassador to work towards improving the bilateral relations between both countries with focus on exchange of ideas and manpower for the exploration of mineral resources. Ambassador Sissoko of Guinea noted that President Alpha Conde is in full solidarity with President Buhari, who had been championing reforms in ECOWAS and the African Union. Discussing with the High Commissioner of Kenya to Nigeria, Dr. Wilfred Mashage, President Buhari expressed extreme pleasure over the political maturity that trailed the conclusion of elections in that country. The Kenyan High Commissioner, Mr. Machage, assured President Buhari that details of discussions and agreements entered into between both countries will be pursued with forceful exertion, especially on the promotion of agriculture. Similarly, President Buhari congratulated the ambassador of Poland to Nigeria, Joanna Magdalena Tarnowska, urging her to work towards improving the highly beneficial ties between Nigeria and the Polish Republic. The president, who visited Poland in December, said he was delighted with the outcome of COP24 in Katowice. Ambassador Joanna Tarnowska of Poland promised to prioritize the improvement of relations in the areas of trade and commerce, as well as defense and security. She wished President Buhari and the entire country peaceful elections, prosperity and stability. All the 3 new envoys were earlier on arrival accorded a befitting diplomatic welcome by officers and soldiers of the Presidential Guards Brigade.
May I have your permission to carry out the rest of the parade, Your Excellency?
From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has called for respect for constitutional provisions in the oil-rich West Central African nation, Gabon. A statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, emphasized the need for military officers in Gabon to understand that the era of military coups and governments in Africa, and indeed worldwide, is gone, stressing that democracy is supreme. President Buhari, who is also the ECOWAS chairman, used military officers with political ambitions to resign or face their constitutional role. The statement enjoins the people of Gabon to remain on the side of peace, security, stability and democracy in the country. Now, in a move to further provide information to Nigerians on the achievements of the Buhari administration and especially boost campaign strategies towards the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 elections, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo this Tuesday inaugurated the Buhari Media Center. The Vice President also continued his visit to families in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
For the benefit of not just the 2019 campaign, but also for the benefit of all Nigerians and to the glory of God.
On the wall of the media center are quotes of the president on his views towards having a better Nigeria. Equipped with modern information communication facilities, the media center has a mini studio for audio and video recordings, and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, after the inauguration, becomes the first guest at the studio.
What I consider the his major attribute is basically his honesty, his forthrightness, his ability to work very hard, and his complete commitment to this country. Complete commitment.
The interesting thing here is that there are so many youths who are in support of the president, and Susan here is one of them, and asked her, why are you supporting the president?
Because I believe in his administration and his regime, and I know that he has a lot more to offer for us, youth especially, and Nigeria as a whole. So I think if given another opportunity, he'll be able to do the rest and all the other things he has actually promised us.
We see the capacity to deliver this country, to bring out development to this country in Mr. President, and that inspires us to volunteer so much for his, to support him, to bring about change in this country, because he is the only person that has given the youths so much opportunity ever since in this country, and we really appreciate those efforts.
Working closely with the president satisfies you in one very fundamental way, that you are dealing with someone that is extremely honest, who is absolutely committed to this country, whose patriotism is not in doubt, who has no hidden agenda other than the fact that he wants the country to move forward.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, after the inauguration, visits the family of Madu Inuwa Magami. The Vice President also visits artisans at the Tipper Garage along 3rd Avenue in Gwarimpa. Vice President Osinbajo addresses the crowd, urging them to cast their votes for President Muhammadu Buhari and other APC candidates in the 2019 general elections. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has appealed to the media not to align with people he described as desperate opposition to demonize efforts of the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration in rebuilding Nigeria from the ruins of maladministration. The minister made the appeal at an interactive session with newsmen in Abuja. Anthony Forson has details.
Minister, who took on the issues making the rounds one after the other, began with the siege on Daily Trust newspapers, which he said is being resolved in the overall interest of the country, given the sensitive nature of the issues raised. On the state of affairs in the Northeast, he said the media must exercise restraints and not portray the gallant Nigerian military as weaklings.
We are not about to gag the press, and there's no clamp down, as some people seeking to feed on the issue have claimed. The activities of a section of the media and some opposition political parties are demoralizing the military.
Commenting on the appointment of Amina Zakari to head INEC Coalition Center, the minister said the opposition is only crying wolf.
The truth of the matter is that the PDP knows it will lose the forthcoming elections. It is therefore looking everywhere for excuses to explain its impending defeat.
He said that the Amina Zakari in question was appointed by the then PDP administration. On the purported Amechi leaked audio clips, Lai Mohammed said the opposition has run out of ideas, hence their desperate resort to mudslinging.
What's the point in shopping around for audio clips or publications that are then maliciously edited out of context?
When asked about the fate of the Inspector General of Police and other service chiefs, the minister made it point blank that it is exclusively the prerogative of the president.
It is the prerogative of Mr. President to extend or not extend the tenure of the Inspector General of Police or any service chief for that matter.
He cited former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who extended Sunday Eyindero's tenure, just as late President Yar'Adua extended the tenure of Mike Ohiro. On the APC presidential campaign and the role of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the minister dismissed as baseless the PDP allegation, explaining that President Muhammadu Buhari openly displayed his confidence in Asiwaju.
How is that the problem of the PDP?
When asked on the rationale for Operation Python dance across the country, the minister simply said,
"The truth is that the PDP, in its time, used security agencies to rig elections after elections. It is therefore not a surprise that they are afraid that the APC might do the same." I want to make it clear, we do not rig elections, and we do not use security agencies to rig elections. We are APC, we are not PDP.
The lingering ASU strike wouldn't have escaped the newsmen's eagerness to know the state of affairs. The minister revealed that a number of proposals have been made to ASU. They include the sum of 15.389 billion naira made available to cover shortfall in universities' payment to cover 20 universities, as against 10 universities requested by ASU. Offer has also been made to pay 20 billion naira in 2019 for the revitalization of universities. Nigerian Universities Pension Company has also been established. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the visitation panel to Nigerian universities, just as an 8-man committee to help sort the issue of funding for state universities has also been put in place. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
We are not done with politics yet. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has advised political parties and candidates to concentrate on campaigns and avoid wasting their energies in buying permanent voters' cards from the electorate, as these may be considered an exercise in futility. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu gave the advice in Abuja during a consultative meeting with newsmen.
That was the atmosphere that characterized some continuous voters' registration centers in April last year to get their permanent voters' cards, as it remains key to participating in the general elections. Truly, the permanent voters' card is now the most valued material in the political environment. But INEC is worried that some of these cards may not serve their true purpose, as desperate politicians are taking desperate measures.
We are watching very closely the trend in which some people have been systematically going around depriving citizens of their PVCs, or in exchange for some amount of money collecting the PVCs or collecting the voter identification numbers, believing that the system can be hacked into and the election compromised. This is not possible.
And on the mode of transmission of election results,
in the absence of legal backing for electronic transmission of results, the Commission can only do a nationwide pilot in 2019.
Mahmood Yakubu, a professor of history, is assuring Nigerians that he will have his name on the positive side of history.
Votes will count in the 2019 general election. Votes will count in the 2019 general elections. Votes will count in the 2019 general elections.
Mayor Ogidi, NTA News.
In the meantime, the presidency has called on the National Peace Committee to act on what it described as a violation by the PDP of the peace accord signed by presidential candidates in December. In a statement on Tuesday, presidential spokesperson Garba Shehu accused the PDP presidential campaign organization of bad faith, character assassination and inflammatory utterances. Shehu noted that the open and unsubstantiated allegations against the president's family by the Atiku Abubakar media campaign contravenes the spirit of the peace accord that was signed by the instance of former head of state Abdul Salami Abubakar, Bishop Matthew Kuka and other eminent public figures who constitute the committee. instead of concentrating their efforts on persuading Nigerians on why they should be trusted to rule again after 16 years of failure. The spokesperson says the PDP presidential campaign organization is seeking to divert public attention from the large-scale corruption and havoc it wreaked on the country during its 16 years of misrule. As the 91 political parties and their respective candidates vie to lead Nigeria's next administration in the 2019 election, a presidential town hall debate, the candidates, co-produced by Daria Media and the NTA, launches tomorrow, 9th of January 2019. Now, The Candidates is a 4-part, 2-hour live televised town hall meeting series which will feature presidential and vice presidential candidates of 4 political parties. They are Young Progressives Party, All Progressives Congress, African Action Congress and the People's Democratic Party. They were selected from the results of multiple polls aggregated by the Center for Democracy and Development. The candidates' presidential town hall, which takes place at the Sheraton Hotel, Abuja, on the 9th, 16th, 23rd and 30th January 2019, is supported by MacArthur Foundation. It will run live on NTA, Radio Nigeria and other partner TV stations between 7 and 9 p.m. each day. The desire for the governing All Progressives Congress to retain power beyond 2019 is to guarantee a sustainable and secure future for Nigerians under an honest leadership. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, while addressing a coalition of Buhari support groups in Abuja, said President Muhammadu Buhari symbolizes a leader who can champion the positive drive towards a better society. Political correspondent Saliu Abdullahi reports.
Members of the support groups are mostly youth and beneficiaries of the various social intervention programs of the Buhari administration. They are out to show appreciation to the government and assured support to the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari, whose vision is even distribution of the nation's resources for the benefit of all. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is optimistic that President Buhari's honesty and prudent management of the nation's resources indicate that Nigeria is on the right track to a sustainable future that guarantees development.
And I pray for our country, that our country will be great. And the only way by which this prayer will be answered well is if you and I vote for a man who is honest, for a man who is truthful, a man we know, even his opponents know. Everybody in PDP knows that he's an honest man. Even Atiku knows that Buhari is an honest man. Even Atiku knows that.
The 1 to 10 Buhari support group is working to get additional 19 million votes from the 19 northern states in the 2019 general election. Our target are first-time voters who were not eligible to vote during the 2015 general election.
This government has done well. If given another chance, we believe that the government can at least sustain, or if not sustain, further improve on some of the things that they've done.
The rally tagged Drive for Buhari and Osinbajo attracted party stalwarts and supporters from across the country. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Well, do stay with us here on NTA Network News. More reports when we return.
Election 2019 is here. This is a clarion call to all Nigerians by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. On February 16, 2019, presidential and National Assembly elections will be conducted nationwide. Similarly, on March 2, 2019, governorship and state assembly elections will take place. INEC is committed to making the 2019 general elections the best we have ever had. Credible persons are being recruited and trained to handle polling units and collation centers at all levels. Our card readers have been upgraded and will be deployed to all polling units to prevent voter impersonation. We will involve technology in the conduct of elections to prevent fraud. Your votes will count. Join hands with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Let's make Nigeria proud. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. INEC, making your votes count, consolidating our democracy.
APC! Change! APC! Change!
The All Progressives Congress APC in Gombe State cordially invites the general public to the flag-off of the APC gubernatorial campaigns in Gombe State on Thursday, 10th January 2019. Time, 12 noon prompt. Venue, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo Stadium, Kaltungo, Gombe State. Dignitaries expected at the event include Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshinbajo, SAN, National Chairman, All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshomole, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, among other national and state party leaders of the All Progressives Congress. Come and be part of this epoch-making event to signal the integration of our state into the national polity. Organizing Committee Announcer.
In Nigeria, there is one sound we need to silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts. With Oral-B all-round protection, its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
Politics, democratically, affords a level playing field for everyone who carries the will and courage to lead a people in the right direction.
I wish to call on women to go and spread the good news and accomplishment of the present administration.
Women inevitably are the right source to pave this path that can bring good governance, structural stability, rapid economic growth, and basic human rights to all its citizenry. There is no better time than now to experience their prowess in this era, when women all over the world are showing that they have the right tools to build a nation. The Buhari-led administration and APC have aligned with its purpose to involve women with the right vision. The idea is not just for participation, but inclusive participation.
We can exert more power than we would have individually in garnering the majority of registered women and youth voters to vote for the Buhari-Osinbajo team come 2019.
This is what change is all about. This is the vision of the All Progressives Congress. This is for a new Nigeria.
It is that time of the year when we appreciate all those that mean so much to us. All sponsors, our clients, government at all levels, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, business, and above all, you, our esteemed viewers. Together we made 2018 great. Together we shall make 2019 even greater. And that is why we say thank you. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
The chairman, People's Democratic Party PDP Campaign Council, Sokoto State, Engineer Bello Suleiman cordially invites PDP supporters in the state to the flag-off of presidential, gubernatorial, national and state assembly election campaign under the chairmanship of Sokoto State Governor Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambwe of Tollen Sokoto, which is scheduled to take place as follows. Sokoto North Senatorial District campaigns to hold on the 9th of January 2019 at Binji Local Government Area. Time 12 noon. Barrister Bello Muhammad Goring, Honorable Commissioner of Information, Sokoto State Chairman, Publicity Subcommittee, Announcer.
You're still watching NTA Network News with me, Joseph Johnson. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshomole, has called on the people of Adamawa State to vote for President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Muhammadu Umar Jibrila for a second term in the interest of more development. The national chairman was speaking in Yola while flagging off the Adamawa State chapter of the APC 2019 presidential and governorship campaign. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports.
parts of the states, party supporters converged to demonstrate their resolve to re-elect President Muhammadu Buhari and other APC candidates in the 2019 general elections. Secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who they referred to as son of the soil, reminded his people their experience in the hands of terrorists and also listed some of the developmental strides of the APC in economy, fight against corruption, among other achievements. Boss Mustafa urged the people to again elect President Buhari and Governor Jibrila Bindo for more dividends of democracy. Director General APC Campaign Council Rotimi Amechi and other party leaders also made their remarks.
When you see a man who has done well, and the way to tell him thank you is to ensure that you vote him back to power.
National chairman of the party, Adams Oshomole, was on ground to receive defectors from other political parties and presented the APC flag and symbol to candidates of the party.
As a symbol of our endorsement, but also a symbol of victory.
Zancen ace a zaɓi shugabanmu, shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari, ina tsammani bai kamata mu zo mu yi campaign ba.
Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
In another front, the presidential candidate of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, says she will run a people-oriented administration if voted as the next president of Nigeria in the forthcoming general elections. This was at the flag-off of her campaign in Cairo, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory. Timothy Yusuf has more.
Tagged Hope 2019, the presidential candidate of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, explains that flagging off her campaign in the FCT suburb was a deliberate demonstration of her belief in the people at the grassroots, whom she says have no access to benefit from government programs like their urban counterpart. Eliminating poverty and job creation top her campaign agenda.
We wanted the people to talk to us, and you saw how they talked to me. Many of them said, you better be ready to deliver what you promise us. And that was really good.
Other speakers were unanimous in their resolve that the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria and its presidential candidate, Dr. Ezekwesili, can contribute to the advancement of Nigeria. The presidential candidate was also at the palace of Esu Karu, where she solicited royal blessings. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has promised to revamp the economy through industrialization, create jobs and human capital development. He stated this in Lokoja, Kogi State capital, while soliciting the votes of the electorate in the forthcoming general election. Austin Ayebe reports.
He held at the Lokoja Township Stadium attracted supporters from all the local government areas of the state. Addressing supporters of the party, the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar promised to complete all abandoned projects across the country, particularly those that will create jobs for the unemployed youths. Of particular interest to the people of Kogi State, he said, is the completion of the inland port and Ajaokuta steel projects. Taking turns to speak and solicit the votes of eligible voters in Kogi State, they urged voters to vote Atiku Abubakar for a better Nigeria. In Lokoja, I'm Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Now, women and youths across the north-central zone of the country have launched a door-to-door campaign for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari in February general election. Joshua Ojuto reports that speakers at the event say seeing the people's mandate is based on milestones achieved by the government in key economic and social sectors over the years.
This is the second in the series of nationwide APC Women and Youth Zonal Rally to drum up support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari and all APC candidates in this year's election. For the women and youth, the rally also provides platform to showcase the achievements of the Buhari-led administration in the last 3.5 years, especially as it affects women and youth. They highlight federal government social investment programs that include National Women Empowerment Fund, NAWEF, conditional cash transfer, trader money, and power, among others, which have lifted women and youth out of poverty.
We are calling on other states to join us in this march towards 2019 to deliver our dear President Muhammadu Buhari by the grace of God.
With the change mantra of His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, we can all go to sleep with our two eyes closed because the future of our children is secured, inshallah.
The wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, who was represented by the wife of the vice president, Dolapo Oshimbajo, salutes the resilience of women and youth in championing the re-election of President Buhari and urges them to come out en masse and vote in next month's elections.
Because of the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, women have jobs, women have food for their children, women have money to trade in the market. They have trader money, they have market money. So when they ask you, why are you saying say Baba? You will tell them you are going to the next level. Gabade, 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 Gabade.
The rally also had the solidarity of women from the South-South zone, among other support groups. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Let's turn our attention to other matters now. Sensitization rallies to get all political office holders committed to the implementation of the 30,000 naira new national minimum wage have taken place simultaneously nationwide. Workers and union leaders went round major streets in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on a peaceful protest as part of action plan to fast-track the transmission of the recommendations of the Tripartite Committee on the new national minimum wage to the National Assembly by the federal government.
We have seen that some states are paying 25,000. The current minimum wage is 18, so it's about their priority. If some state can pay 25,000, there is no way a state can say they cannot be able to pay.
And on security, the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has destroyed some terrorist gun trucks in airstrikes conducted at Auno in Borno State. Director of Public Relations and Information Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola says the attacks were executed while providing close air support for ground troops who were responding to an attack on their location. The Air Task Force scrambled a Nigerian Air Force Alpha jet and an Mi-35M helicopter gunship supported by an intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft to locate and engage the group of terrorist gun trucks overhead the target area. The ground troops were seen engaging the terrorists who were in a convoy of gun trucks in a fierce gun battle after the confliction. The Alpha Jet and Mi-35M took turns in engaging the terrorists, causing them to beat a hasty retreat. In the process, 3 gun trucks were hit and destroyed, while several of their fighters were neutralized. The hole of fire from exploding munitions in one of the gun trucks was visibly seen. Some of the survivors who were seen attempting to flee the location were taken out in follow-on attacks. Now, despite the losses incurred by the Nigerian Air Force in terms of personnel and platforms in the line of duty, the force says it will not be deterred, but will rather double and rededicate efforts towards discharging its constitutional role in the country. This was reaffirmed by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, at the burial of the 5-man helicopter crew that lost their lives in Damasak, Borno State. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello has captured the moment.
The atmosphere was gloomy as it was not the usual platform induction, nor breakthroughs in research and development. It was a convergence of the Air Force family, the Minister of Defense, Mansur Muhammad Dan Ali, and sister agencies to pay last respect to the heroes who laid down their lives for the peace of the country. Then came the time for Flight Lieutenant Jacob, Flight Lieutenant Kiliofas, Sergeant Ibrahim, Lance Corporal Nura, and Aircraftman Ishmael to be lowered to their final resting place.
Commit their bodies to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
This was preceded by a minute silence and firing of volley.
We must throw in everything we have to this fight to ensure that our departed colleagues did not die in vain. All Nigerians need to know that this fight is a national struggle. It's not a fight by the military alone.
The families of the fallen heroes were presented with national colors as a sign of respect and contributions of the departed. From the military cemetery in Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
May their souls rest in peace. Now time to join Elizabeth in Lagos for top stories from that zone. Elizabeth?
It's nice to see you, Joseph, and thanks for joining us in Lagos. An outbreak of fire around the Commercial Neps Center in Victoria Island beside Echo Hotel and Saka Tinubu Street this evening crippled socio-economic activities in the area. Mohammed Abdulkadir responded to a distress call by a good Nigerian.
The Federal Fire Service on point at the scene of the fire incidents. Thick smoke engulfed the area. With me is one of the eyewitnesses.
Around 5:30 p.m. the thing started.
The scenario created panic for the people around the Commercial Nerve Center of Saka Tinubu axis.
Before everybody could know, the fire has been bruising up. Not knowing that this thing will take a serious matter like this.
The response time of the firefighters was said to be very good. And so the main challenge was gaining entrance into the dump site where the fire was raging.
We have to deploy our resources to contain the fire. As it is now, we're about 95% containment. We're almost through, with the firefighting incident.
The firefighter later averted what could have been a major disaster that would have consumed investment at the area. In Lagos, Muhammad Abdulkadir, NTA News.
Organized Labour has held a peaceful protest in Lagos in line with the Nigerian Labour Congress directive demanding the transmission of the 30,000 naira minimum wage agreed by the Tripartite Committee to the National Assembly for passage and immediate implementation. Paul Omokago has details.
Organized Labour are members of civil society organizations registering their protest on delay in sending a bill to the National Assembly for approval and implementation of 30,000 naira minimum wage as recommended by the Tripartite Committee. Vice President, Nigerian Labour Congress, and other labour leaders expressed dissatisfaction with the position of state governments on the workers' demand.
The 30,000 naira we are clamoring for is not too much. That is 1,000 naira per day.
To us, let the president push this bill to the National Staff Assembly. We know how to deal with the governors on our own.
Special advisor to Lagos State Governor on Civic Engagement received a letter from NLC headquarters. He said the inability of the governor to personally attend to the labour leaders was due to non-communication of their visit.
Mine is to hand it over to His Excellency Governor Akinwumi Ambode.
In Lagos, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this time out. Stay with us.
Next. Lagbaja. Omo Baba Muko.
Na Baba be that.
How do I know you are not an impostor? Oya, play me something.
Abba, my band members are all over the world. Let me connect with them on Glow 4G and make some great music for you. Who's on Glow here?
I got Glow. I've got Glow too.
I go show you.
Hello, sir.
Aleki, Gogo, Jide, guitar. Uzo, give me conga. Ahmed, keyboard. 1, 2, 3.
matter where you are in the world, rest assured, Glow has you covered. Glow Oga SIM, the unrivaled big boss of data. Upgrade to a 4G SIM for free and get 125% bonus. Also enjoy 25% data bonus on all auto renewals. Dial *777# to choose a plan.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, hereby notify the public of the 2019 Public Service Examination, PSE, scheduled to take place nationwide on Thursday 24th and Friday 25th January 2019. The fee payable by each candidate is 4,500 naira only. Prospective candidates are required to purchase the entry forms from any of the ASCON clients' organizations, complete it in duplicate, and submit with 2 copies of recent passport size photograph for transmission to ASCON. All entry forms for the 2018 Public Service Examination must be submitted to ASCON not later than Wednesday, 20th December 2018, as late entries might not be accommodated. All enquiries should be directed to the Director of Administrative and Human Resources, ASCON, PMB 1004, Toko Badagry. Announcer, Director General, ASCON.
If you want a great Nigeria with a greater future, with hope and strength, election 2019 is here. It's our only hope. Election for a greater tomorrow. Election for a better Nigeria. Election 2019 is here.
Good people of Nigeria, the general elections are here again. Be good Nigerians. Let's do what is right. Do not sell your vote. Do not buy anybody's vote. Vote buying and selling amount to bribery. They are criminal acts and election malpractices. Offenders will be arrested, prosecuted, and jailed. So vote according to your conscience. Shun all forms of election malpractices. Vote for the candidate of your choice. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. INEC, making your votes count, consolidating our democracy.
For a better Nigeria, election 2019 is here.
This festive season, there's no place like home. Get a GoTV decoder and GoTenna and 1 month of GoTV Max subscription for only 6,900 naira. GoTV. Live it, love it.
The Candidates, a presidential town hall co-production between Daria Media and NTA, supported by the MacArthur Foundation. Kingsley Moghalu and running mate Omar Getso of the Young Progressive Party, Muhammadu Buhari and running mate Yemi Osinbajo of the All Progressives Congress, Omoyele Sowore and running mate Rabiu Ahmed Rufai of the African Action Congress, Atiku Abubakar and running mate Peter Obi of the People's Democratic Party. Moderator Kadria Ahmed. Dates starts Wednesday, 9th January 2019 with the candidates of the Young Progressive Party. Town Hall venue, Sheraton Hotel, Abuja, from 7 to 9 p.m. The candidates will be broadcast live on NTA and other partner TV and radio stations, as well as streamed online on NTA and DTV.media. If you're over 18 and want to be part of the audience, apply online at daria.media or use the hashtag NGTheCandidates or participate online using the hashtag NGTheCandidates.
Thank you for your time with us so far. We are back in Abuja, but let's take you to Yobe State, where Governor Ibrahim Gaidam has assented to the state's 2019 budget after the House of Assembly passed the appropriation bill of about 92 billion naira.
The governor said the budget size remained as presented, giving a total expenditure of 91,647,597,000 naira.
As part of measures to ensure effective and efficient implementation of the budget, the Office of the Secretary to the State Government and the State Minister of Budget and Planning, as well as The State Ministry of Finance will continue to give clear policy direction to the MDS with a view to ensuring effective monitoring and assessment of the effects of our fiscal policy and optimum growth and development of our state economy in all ramifications.
Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Zanna Ali Machena, said the 2019 budget went through all legislative processes before passed into law. Mustafa Yusuf Musa, NTA News.
Let's now go over to Enugu, where Bright is standing by for more reports. Bright, it's over to you.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to Enugu Network Center. The Nigerian Labour Congress says it will soon embark on an indefinite strike if the federal government fails to implement the new minimum wage of 30,000 naira. Leaders of the tripartite labor union made this known at a one-day rally organized for workers in Enugu. Ifoma Ndu Okoli was there and now reports.
Rally, which was well attended by heads of labor unions in both the state and federal parastatals, as well as ministries in Enugu State, took workers round some of the major streets in the metropolis. Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress in Enugu State, while presenting the address of the national chairman, said the Nigerian Labour Congress will not go back on its demand for the implementation of the new minimum wage.
The decision to embark on a nationwide strike and protest is our last resort to those who have mistaken our patience for weakness.
Chairman of the Trade Union Congress in Enugu, Ibokwe, decried the inability of the government to meet with the demands of the Nigerian workers. Earlier, head of industrial relations of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Emma Ubaja, noted that the issue of fair wages should be of optimum importance to government, as that will guarantee a corrupt-free society. In Enugu, Ifoma Ndu-Okolie, NTA News.
22 more communities in Enugu State have received checks of 5 million naira, being first tranche of the 10 million naira project grant from the state government. Presenting the checks, the state governor, represented by the deputy, Mrs. Cecilia Ezilo, advised the communities to make judicious use of the funds to enhance the development of their communities. Susan Eze has the details.
The governor, who was represented by his deputy Cecilia Ezilo, maintained that the essence of the program is to allow communities choose their priority projects and execute same using the 10 million naira per community grant provided by the state government.
Please do use this 5 million for the betterment of your communities.
The Commissioner for Chieftaincy Matters noted that the One Community, One Project initiative aims at bringing development to every community in the state through the bottom-top approach. The program, which took off in February 2018 with 180 communities receiving their first tranche of 5 million naira each, he said, has so far covered many communities who have been receiving their monies in batches, with this presentation being the 5th batch. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Enugu Network Center. It's back to Joseph in Abuja for more stories.
Thank you, Bright. Vehicular movement came to a standstill along some major streets in Gombe metropolis when supporters of the All Progressives Congress, APC, staged a solidarity rally in support of the party's governorship candidate, Mohammed Inuwa Yahya. Ibrahim Jibrin reports that the governorship campaign council of the party in the state has also been inaugurated.
It started from the city center, where the APC governorship candidate Mohammed Inuwa Yahya, flanked by hundreds of his supporters, trekked to the Gombe Emir's palace on foot, amidst cheers from bystanders. Addressing the crowd at the Emir's palace, Inuwa Yahya reminded people of Gombe State of the disadvantages of voting any political party other than APC at state and federal levels. Having gathered momentum at the Emir's Palace, the APC governorship candidate continued his rally across some major streets before terminating it at the Gombe APC Square. The rally came a day after the APC leader in Gombe State, Senator Muhammad Danjuma Goje, inaugurated a governorship campaign council of the party under the chairmanship of one-time Commissioner for Justice Zubairu Umaru. With 9 subcommittees, the campaign council is saddled with the task of organizing rancor-free campaigns for the APC victory in 2019 general elections. In Gombe, Ibrahim Jibrin, NTA News.
Still to come, sports update, but that will be after this break.
Gains in the transportation sector and projections is the Trust this week on NTA Tuesday Live. The program promises to be